morning, Mac, and welcome to Mac News. My name is Marcin, and today we'll be having a very special guest in our station. I would like to welcome Nick Nam, leader of the legendary and iconic boy band Two Direction, that broke up nearly 2 years ago.
20.
Oh, 20 years ago, yes. We're very glad to have you on station.
I'm glad to be here today.
I just want to say that my mom is one of your biggest fans. She has all your albums and runs the Two Direction Club at our house to this day.
That sounds lovely, but she's a lovely woman.
That she is. That she is. Anyway, we brought you here because it's been decades since you left the public eye. And the entire world wants to hear about what happened. What happened in the breakup and the devastation.
I can't have him in the spotlight anymore. It's about time I revealed to Mac News what's been really going on for all these past years. You see, with this interview, I want to unleash all the dark secrets of the music industry to the public. I want to talk all about my demons and the demons of my band members as well.
You heard it from the man himself. There's no limits on this interview. I believe, without a doubt, that this legendary interview will be the most watched in history of television.
History.
Today, we uncover the mystery surrounding the band that changed music forever.
Are you ready to go?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Sounds good.
You guys had sold-out shows at Rexall. You toured Chinatown and Mill Woods. And you even performed at the Sea Lion Aquarium during halftime shows. I want to know where it all went wrong. Where did the end of Two Direction begin?
I like how you just asked this question straight up, you know? I really admire that. Our band's breakup had many factors, but the most significant had to be Jericho's kendama addiction.
Kendama addiction.
Kendama addiction, you know those little like stick and ball stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. As crazy as it sounds, we were touring in Japan all the time, and Jericho made a new friend. You know, her name was Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono.
She turned Jericho against us by buying him kendama, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, first we assumed just a game, you know, he was happy, you know, tour was pretty harsh and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of glad, right? But they started, like, skipping, like, the studio sessions and all that, right? And then, next second, you know, we found him in a dark room trying to get that ball into that stick, you know, he was crying, it was bad. We were trying to go to rehab, you know, like a few times. There were many of rehab attempts with Jericho and all that, right? We cared about him a lot, right? Wanted the best for him, right? And it just didn't work, right? All failed. We even, like, you know, we asked him, like, it marked the beginning of the end, right? The cursed kendama, right? We asked him, yo, it's either, what do you call it, the kendama or the band, right?
And he chose?
You know it, the kendama. And that's why, that was the start of it all, you know?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Well, after that, you know, it only got worse. When he left the band, you know, things went spiraling down. Clarence, our drummer, he started losing his inspiration and musical kind of morale, right? And as he began to, like, frying pans and all that, right? He loved that stuff.
Was he a good cook?
He was a great cook, but that was the problem, you see. Clarence revealed to us a devastating secret, right? He may have been Filipino on the outside, but on the inside, man, he told us he was Greek. He wanted us to open up a Greek restaurant that people would love from around the world. People would go to it. It'd be biggest thing ever.
Oh my.
We respected his decision, you know. He was the most mature out of all of us, right? But it really broke us down into pieces and really, yeah.
I see. Was his restaurant successful?
Yeah, actually, a lot, right? I ate there before, you know, I went in and on this interview and all that, right? I believe it's called Opa.
Oh, that's his restaurant. I ate there the other day. I ate there just this morning, actually.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, the food's great, isn't it? Like, it's healthy, but it's like also like really good, right? Like, apologize for my language.
So what happened?
Vegetables.
All right. What happened to Christian Corbally and Tristan D'Cruzio?
Kieran Corbally.
Kieran.
Beautiful name.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you see, they also moved on, right? Just like, you know, like the tides change, the wind flows, people come and go. Tristan was a good lad, but he got involved with that Sicilian mafia, right? He had ties and all that, right? And one day, a few men in black suits grabbed Tristan and put him in a van, and we were about to stop them, but they offered us Häagen-Dazs ice cream, and we let him take him.
That's horrible.
You know, you say that, but if you were in our situation, you would do the same.
I'd choose Häagen-Dazs.
Exactly.
What about Kieran then?
Well, you see, Kieran was the shortest of us all. He was the baby of the group, right? But then after like Jericho left and all that, right? He got a giant growth spurt, right? And his legs got like really massive, right? And he got scouted and got offered a contract for the NBA.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm not really into basketball, but out of curiosity, what team did he play for?
The Charlotte Bobcats, a very mediocre team. He isn't a horrible player, but he's nothing special.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, after Kieran left, it only got worse.
well, explain.
You see, Kevin, right? Kevin Esperita. He decided to become a thespian, right? And he got a part as the lion from Wizard of Oz. You know that play, the little girl with the red shoes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
How did that go?
horrible, of course. Kevin became an intense method actor, right? He was crazy intense, right? And as he prepared for the role, he decided it'd be a great idea to live in the South African wilderness, right? As a lion. He hasn't been seen ever since.
That's awful.
Kevin was the weak link of the band, so it wasn't really much of a loss.
Well,
Nobody noticed it.
that leaves 2 band members.
Yeah, it does. That was the final nail in the coffin, We went to Famosos, Caesar, Stetson, and I. We decided to eat out, plan a Two Direction reunion, right? The times were tough, but we wanted to kind of get the band back together, right? Just the good old days, right? When we were still like boys, walking
old
out in the
days.
garage, right? All that stuff, right? Good old rock and roll. Stetson was the most calm out of all of us, me, Caesar, and yeah. And then he kind of reassured us, right? Kept us from kind of boiling up and leaving just like the rest of the band, right? And we were discussing reunion plans, and I asked the waiter for a cheese pizza.
But
And
aren't they?
yeah, that's where I'm going at here. And that was that was the point. That's in Poulin. That was the point he broke down, right? I saw a side of him I never wanted to witness ever, right? He turned into an animal. He grabbed me and then he screamed at me viciously, right? Grabbed me and it was so horrible, right? Oh man, he told me that it wasn't a cheese pizza, it was a margarita pizza in Formosos, right? And if I could understand that, a reunion was impossible, right? Because I was an idiot, right? And he threw me on the table and grabbed a hot pizza from another customer's table, and that's when my life was in danger. Oh man, it was it was sad. He grabbed the pizza from another table, that customer had. It was a very hot pizza, and he threw it in my direction, right? And then I saw my life flash before my eyes. It was the freakiest stuff that ever happened to me. And before I could be hit, Caesar jumped up and used his body as a shield, right? Horrifying. Yeah, and that broke both of us, right? The projectile got launched right into him, right? And me and Stetson both stopped. We just had enough, right? We saw what was happening with the band, right? There was no point in continue. We both were horrified and we left. Caesar was he was a kind-hearted and patient individual, right? And now he was gone. And me and Stetson left Famosos, right? And we haven't talked to each other ever since.
Oh my.
Yeah, if only told the waiter I wanted a margarita. Direction Caesar would still be alive today.
Well, this has truly turned into a shocking and revealing interview.
But I didn't come here just for a sob story, I spent years traveling the world in mourning, but I come here bearing great news.
Well, what is it?
Well, you see, I want to tell Stetson Poulin that I forgive him for all he did, right? For the tragic death of Cesar Montes. I believe Caesar wants us to reunite as a band, right? He spoke to me in a dream last night, right? That, we gotta get back together, right? And because this interview is being televised, worldwide, right? We're just each, living Two Direction members, so they can all kind of know, right? What Caesar actually wants, right? And, in these dark times, the world needs our music as a beacon of light, I believe, right? Together we can illuminate the darkness, that the world is in right now and bring world peace.
Oh, well, there you are, folks. The greatest moment in television history right here on Mac News.
Two Direction.
Will Two Direction reunite? Only time will tell.
Time will tell.
We'll see you next time.